Sam Altman, who is the CEO of the parent company of the product ChatGPT. It's called OpenAI. He told ABC News he's a little bit scared of his own creation. Yeah, it's a little bit of he created Frankenstein and now he's a little bit worried. He says, I think if I said I were not scared, you should either not trust me or be very unhappy I'm in this job. He said the reason to develop AI at all in terms of impact on our lives and improving our lives is that this will be the greatest technology humanity has yet developed. I agree with this. He goes on to say he's in regular contact with government officials, which doesn't make me feel better or worse. I mean, getting the government involved in anything, honestly, is usually an absolute nightmare. All right. But he's scared about it. And specifically, he said he's scared that it's going to eliminate many jobs. Now, it is going to eliminate a lot of clerical jobs. AI will, data gathering, data entering, organizational stuff, going out and retrieving. There's no question it will eliminate those jobs. But it will spawn all kinds of other jobs. And again, I've said this before, but for those that are worried about it, I want you to at least chew on this idea. If you think of the American automobile industry, okay, decades and decades ago, it was all assembly line, all humans, right? And then, of course, technology and artificial intelligence has come along, and it's made for mass production, but it has not killed jobs in the automobile industry, not across the board. Has it eliminated jobs? Yes. Were jobs created as a result of it? Yes. In fact, the other day I got a call. I was co-hosting the Ramsey show, and I got a call of a guy who's a welder, and he asked me, he said, Ken, should I take a new welding job? And I started asking about it, and he said, well, the real difference is I'm not going to be welding anymore, but I will be monitoring a machine that does the welding. That's AI. Okay, that is artificial intelligence, where they can train a machine to weld like a dude, or a gal. But here's the thing. He's still there monitoring to make sure it works. So he's going to get a fat raise, Alex, to actually monitor the machine that's going to do the welding. And I think that proves my point. Now, AI will disrupt certain jobs, but again, I think it's only going to spawn more. So there's that. Now, let's look at the other side of this, which, by the way, I recently had the CEO of BethelTech.net on the show, and you need to go look at that. He gave a very thoughtful response to AI and where the good, the bad, the border, where does it enter into some scary stuff, okay? So I don't want to go into that because I think Ryan does such a great job on that, but this is an article that is very interesting. Business Insider, nearly 70% of people that are using ChatGPT at work haven't told their bosses about it. More than 40% of professionals have used it at work, and 70% did so in secret. Now, I'm going to get to this in a second about what I think about that. This is a survey from Fishbowl that came up with this data. Now, again, just to give you more clarity on what ChatGPT is being used for at work, writing emails, scheduling meetings, analyzing data. What are the concerns? Misinformation, plagiarism, working professionals, including a realtor or a lawyer and a teacher, all told Insider that they had discovered ways to make their jobs easier by using ChatGPT. All right, so I want to now jump into this. There's people feeling like they're doing something wrong, and then there is, are you doing something wrong? So you got two factors here to look at. Let's first talk about 70% of people who are using it don't want their boss to know about it. Why? I've got questions. If you're using ChatGPT to put a report together or write an article or an email, and it is a quality email, who cares if you typed it all up yourself? The answer is the customer doesn't. I can tell you that. The customer does not care. Like, I use this example all the time. If you go to a concession stand and ask for a bag of chips, you just want the bag of chips. You don't want the mom at the football game going, do you know how they package these chips? No, I don't. Just hand me the chips. So the customer doesn't care if you use ChatGPT to solve their problem. I don't think your leader does either. But here's what's going on with this fear. People are afraid that, well, if I'm using ChatGPT to do the work, you're going to fire me. And I think you got to show your human element, what you've injected into it, and you're going to be fine. I do want to add one other thing to this, a little bit of a continuation thought. People don't need to be scared to use GPT that it's going to replace them, because you're the one who inputs what you're looking for. It gives you a response, and then you decide how you're going to customize that and make that real. And let me tell you why this is not a novel idea. So I live here in Franklin, Tennessee, in the shadows of Music City, USA. I've got a lot of friends that are songwriters, a lot of friends. And they humor me when we get together at social gatherings because I turn it into a freaking interview. The guy just wants to have a bourbon and sit and enjoy a cigar. And I'm like, do you write the lyrics first or the melody? I'm that guy. It's unfortunate, but I'm fascinated by it. But here's what I've learned from all my musician friends. Those who write lyrics, music, perform it. Let me tell you what they tell me. They all go, something inspires me. I hear another thought, and I take that thought and I do something with it. Now, let me just slow-mo. Let's just slow this thing down for a second, and I'm going to teach on this just for a moment on this whole ChatGPT and am I plagiarizing all this guys. Listen, this is what artists do. Musicians will hear a song. They'll hear a lyric, and they'll do something with that. You take the Beatles, you take the Rolling Stones, you pick one of the big bands. They were all inspired by other artists. There was nothing original about any great song or songwriter or musician initially, but they took a thought, they took a melody, they took something that they went, I like that, what can I do with that? And they just reached in and they put their touch on it. That's ChatGPT. If I say, write me an article on the negative causes of stress at work. There's been 8 billion articles written on that. It's going to write an article for me, and it's going to pull stuff from probably the most searched and read articles of all time. Now, if I take what it sends back to me and I literally put that out as is, that's not original. That is, you could say it's, I don't even know what you'd call that. I think you might call that an aggregated plagiarism. It's like, I just took everybody else's stuff and I went, woke up at 2 a.m. this morning, couldn't sleep. Had a thought. This is what I came up with. Now that's lying, that's plagiarism. Versus, you look at what ChatGPT sends back to you and you go, what do I like? I like that. Oh, I like this a lot. And then I say, well, what do I think I might disagree with? What do I not like? Okay. And then I go, what's missing? What's confused? Now I'm taking aggregated content and I'm running it through my unique brain. And boy, oh boy, you don't want to be inside of here. And I am filtering that. Don't say anything, guys. No comments in there, please. And I'm now filtering it through that. And so therein lies how we take ChatGPT, and it enhances us. And I am bringing in my unique human element to it. So enough on that. There's nothing to be worried about, nothing to be scared about on using it. In fact, I think it's a great resource.